Hello, everybody. This is Greg29407 back with another episode of City of Heroes. Well, last episode we went over a brand new character of mine, Tiger Town Fanatic. He's a claws regeneration brute, and we want to do another episode with him today. In fact, what I want to do today is do a story arc on here that I've done on a lot of my characters. He's at level 24. This is for levels 20, I think, to 25 or something like that. It's right over here in Talos Island, and the guy's name is Roy Cooling. It's right here. He's going to give us a story arc. Ask about available missions. Bad people, good intentions. And this is a story arc that we have. And as is, we've got ourselves a possible lead with the help of Sergeant Stanfeld of the PPD. Stanfeld and his squad have been working tirelessly to track down where we might find the Metaporter technology. He says that we might be able to make this an open and shut case before it gets out of control, but we have to see how easy that'll be. Stanfeld believes that a member of the family named Louis Dagger is behind the theft of the device. Now, Dagger has a rap sheet longer than my kid's Christmas list, but the PPD is having a heck of a time tracking him down. Lucky for us, Stanfeld and his boys have it on good word that Dagger is coming in from the operation on Striga Isles to handle something personally in Talos. That's where I come in. Where's Dagger be? Right nearby in a warehouse down by the docks. Now, I suspect that this might be an open and shut, as Stanfeld says, but it could just be my old age getting the best of me. My wife always tells me I'm the kind of person who sees the glass half empty, but I prefer glasses to be full or empty, nothing in the middle. We've got a limited window of opportunity to bust Dagger and get the location of the tech out of him. If we miss this, he'll get back to Striga and out of into foreign waters. You've got to get into the warehouse to get to Dagger. Now, for some reason, it didn't show us the first page. I kind of opened this thing up before. But what's happened is, whenever you die in this game, you can transport directly to the hospital. But they call those the Metaporters. And apparently, Metaporters are only for heroes, not for regular citizens. And there are a lot of citizens who don't like that. They don't think it's fair that all these heroes running around can get immediate care at the local hospital, whereas the citizens have to be driven by an ambulance, and sometimes they don't make it, that kind of thing. Well, somebody has stolen the Metaport technology from the people who make the thing. So now we're trying to find out who they are, and it looks like it may be these guys. So we're going to head over there. The family are the gangsters in the game. This story arc, you don't get this guy as a contact. You just kind of go over and talk to him. After this is another story arc, and then a third one after that. The third one after that is really hard. But this story arc is really nice. It's a really good one. And it's an interesting story, and it's a good way for this level to get your powers tested out. So let's go through here. And again, we're going to be using claws and regeneration. So I want to try and get these guys clumped up whenever possible. Nice. Easy. Look at that. My green bar is full. All right. So we can just follow up first. Give me a little bit of build up. Let's do spin. Wow. Nice. Oops. Just focus to knock the guy down. So again, the good thing about using claws is it's low endurance, fast animations. You kind of run through this. Again, the amount of damage we're doing per strike is not as high as some other power sets. But the speed that we're able to work on is just really fantastic. When he's not missing. And again, I've actually keeping sprint on right now because I can. At some point, it may get a little too difficult to do that. I have to turn sprint off to get some major power. Nice. Whoop. Let's do spin on these guys. Just follow up and then focus and knock him down. Finish him off. I think this is the power set they had in mind when they came up with the idea for the fruit, with the fury build up and all those kind of things. You know, fast moving. Ah. He died too quick. I didn't get used my spin on him. Getting got a little stuck there. Spin on these guys. Follow up. Finish him off. Focus on this guy. Boom. See if I can get both these guys to spin. Yep. I should have done follow up first. Ah. Okay. So I've been playing a lot of my gravity force field controller. And what I like about playing her is it's a very relaxing set. You're just going to go through and film at your own pace, and you got your singularity helping you out. This obviously is a complete opposite of that, where this is very fast, very in your face. Okay, here's the main bad guy. Knew someone's going to rat us out. Too bad I ain't going to make it out of here alive, hero. Let's get to the story a little bit here. All right. Back off. What do you want? Money? Okay, I'll talk. Whatever you want to know. Look, just stop, all right? I ain't cut out for this sort of rough acting. I'll tell you everything you want to know. Where we got the dine, what the deals are. You want to know it, you got it. You can see the fear in Louis' eyes. It looks like for all of his bark, he has no bite. He appears to be willing to tell you anything you need to know about the family. Where's the Mediport technology that you stole? What? We didn't steal no Medport tech. Now, hold on. I'm telling you the truth. I just want to get out of this easy, all right? Louis begins to ramble on about various operations he was involved in. The list is fairly long, but none of it involves the Metaporter technology. You notice in the surrounding area a few explosives. We're going to toast this warehouse once we got all the dine out of here. Leave no evidence. Look, Tiger Town fanatic, you got to protect me. Take me to prison, whatever, but you got to make sure those guys don't try and kill me. I told you everything you want to know. Can you just do me one favor and keep me alive? So we can make sure he's safe, or we're just going to let him die. I think we'll keep him safe on this character. All right, now I got to protect this guy. Just follow up, and then spin. I missed one guy. So I think we have like 3 rounds of ambushes here. Then the guy comes over to me. All right. Good focus right down there. Nice. Okay. Let's do follow up first. Then spin. Nice. Got it. I'll put my thing back here. Alrighty. So you see the beauty of playing a Claws character is you can just race through this stuff pretty quick. All right, we got to talk to our contact. So I will be right back when we get over to him. All right, let's go talk to our contact here. Good work on bringing in Louis Dagger, kiddo. He's in the Talos precinct now for further questioning about other family operations. It's a bad sign, however, that he knows nothing about the Metaport theft. Stanfeld assured me that we would find our missing tech in that warehouse. The fact that we found the exact opposite makes me think that there might be something rotten going on with Stanfeld. What's next? Stanfeld, by the way, is one of our police contacts. Part 2. I get the distinct feeling that Stanfeld is lying to us, Tigertown fanatic. It's just me, however, but I always tend to jump to the worst case scenario. My wife says it's pessimism, but I say it's just being prepared. Whatever the case, we need to meet with Stanfeld and get some answers. Either the intel he got was wrong, or he has some sort of reason to lead us on a wild goose chase. I spoke with Detective Rico down at Talos Precinct, who told me Stanfeld is supposed to be playing guard duty at a conference going on today. Remember the Citizens for Metaporters? Their leader, a man named Lawrence Harken, and some of the other higher-ups are supposed to meet with the president of Metacorp, Lucas Zanella. Lucas is there to try and come to some sort of middle ground and appease the group without being able to give them what they want. Pretty tall order, don't you think? Possibly. Where's the conference taking place? It's happening in a nearby office building. It should be simple enough. All you need to do is go in there and meet with Stanfeld. Find out what went wrong. Be prepared to tell him, and be prepared for him to dodge any of your questions. You might need to put a little force behind your questioning to get Stanfeld to reveal what's going on. You've got the FBSA's approval to do what needs to be done within reason. When you find out what's going on, give me a ring and we'll figure out what our next step is. So basically, there's a big citizens group that wants all this Metaport technology, and this police officer has told you where it was stolen, but he may have given us some bum information. I like this particular story arc because it's got a really neat story to it. Some of them are just like, kind of waste of time. Run here and do this and that kind of thing. This is actually pretty neat. Alrighty. So Mr. Zanella will be here. These are the citizens are concerned. We want answers. Why we want them now? Why is it taking so long? They're upset that their loved ones could die, from crime. And how's it going, kiddo? Roy here. I've seen news. The PPD convoy with Stanfeld and Zanella was attacked moments ago. We need you in the streets of Talos to see if you can find the two of them. So, bad guys attacked Stanfeld and that Metaport technology president. You need to go through this door, right back here. Don't go out the front door that we came in. Go through this back door. We are actually in an instance mission here. It looks like Talos Island, but it's really not an instance. Okay, let's talk to this witness. Finally, a hero. I saw everything. I was just driving along when all of a sudden these thugs attacked the PPD van over here. It was horrible. The odd thing was that the PPD inside of the van didn't put up much of a fight. I've seen them fight a lot harder against criminals, I swear. I saw the thugs take some guy in a suit out. Weirdest thing, too, is that there was a PPD sergeant just talking with one of the thugs, too. He looked angry. I thought he would get arrested him, but he didn't. Where'd the thugs go? Into the sewers nearby. Look, if you don't mind, I'm getting out of here. Okay, so this guy's going to be our helper, Sergeant Russell. And we got some dramatic music queuing up here too, so we know something's going down. So track down the assault leader. Okay. Here's our helper. And rogue PPD goes. So we got some dirty cops in here. Here's a SWAT team guy. So we're going to get a lot of glue guns shot at us with these guys. Here we go, the glue. Okay, I'm going to go through here, and I will come back when we get too close to the end of the mission. It's not a very long mission, but, you know, I don't want the video to go like an hour long. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We're making our way through here. I haven't gone much farther. I did want to show one thing, though. As these guys start to do some of the damage to me, look at my range defense stuff. I just went down to negative. That's back up to 0. I don't have any kind of range defense, but they were hitting me with some defense things. Also notice my powers are coming up much slower because they are hitting me with what we talked about last episode. We're looking here for powers, combat attributes, debuff resistance. I don't have any kind of recovery to hit, recharge time, or defense resistance at all. So what they're doing is they're hitting me with this stuff. So my my recharge, my powers is slowed down. Sometimes my defense is slowed down. So I can still do the same amount of damage, but boy, oh boy, my powers aren't coming up very good. I fought a guy right before I turned the video back on, where I went through all. See how slow these powers are? My they have debuffed my recharge. Look at that, because I'm sending this glue stuff. Look how slow they're coming up. I had to fight a guy. I used my black wand because I ran out. Just didn't have any powers to use on him. Hey, I leveled up. So again, these debuffs that enemies can have on you are very, very effective. And you know, different types of characters and power sets have certain controls over those kind of debuffs, and some of them, like what I'm playing now, does not. So always be aware of you know, the shortcomings your particular character may have, and when you get to the point where you're ready to do some slotting for enhancement sets and things like that, you know what you need to boost. You know, here's a hole in your build. See if you can find a way of boosting up your you know, your defense debuff or something like that, or you know, trying to make up for the holes in your build. All right, here's the main bad guy, Assault Leader. We got Zanella in a remote location. Now it's just time to meet demands. So he is the guy that kidnapped the president of the Metaport company. Here's a clue. You removed the mask from the leader of the thugs to discover the man was none other than Sergeant Stanfeld, who refused to say anything to you, insisting that you arrest him and get the process over with. So our police contact was the bad guy. Not our main contact in the mission, but this police guy that was giving us some information. All right, so let's go back to our main contact and find out what's going on here. What happened, Tiger Town Fanatic? So Stanfeld helped to kidnap Zanella? I'm betting the other thugs with him were part of the PPD who went rogue. This is a disturbing turn of events, Tiger Town Fanatic. I knew that people were divided on the issue of the Metaporter, but I was hoping that divide wasn't going to affect the police. I can only assume that they're also behind the theft of the device. Ah, Stanfeld told us about Dagger just to buy himself some time. We might have not gotten Zanella, but we've got to Stanfeld. It's going to be a huge blow to this group. They might have the chip in the president. Yes, it's the computer chip that makes the Metaporter work that they've stolen. But we've got Stanfeld as our source of information for everything. Part 3. Stanfeld is a decent man, Tiger Town Fanatic. I still think he is, or at least I hope he is. I really believe he's a man who will listen to reason. He doesn't know about what's going on behind the scenes with Metaport technology and why this upgrade is so important. Oh, yeah. The Metaport company has found out that they need to upgrade the chips on all this technology because the Praetorians who are thinking about invading this particular version of Earth have a way of using that technology to invade the planet somehow. So they need to make this upgrade. That's why it's so important. If we appeal to a sense of decency, I think we can get him to crack about what they're keeping Zanella and the location of the tech. You overhear Roy's cell phone ringing. Now, I know we've talked about the info of the Metaporters are top secret, but I don't think we have any choice but telling Stanfield about it. If he knows, do you think he'll help us? I do. Stanfeld wants to do what's right. All we got to do is convince him that what we're doing is right. Best way to do this is just be truthful and tell him the situation. We don't have the time to try to play the whole interrogation game, you understand? We've got Stanfeld held in the precinct in Talos before he's supposed to be sent to the Zig. I had the precinct cleared for your interrogation of him. We've got 4 officers keeping watch on the place: Russell, Vitz, Hazen, and Basins. You wanted to talk to Basins to get clearance to go inside, but he's got orders to only let you in and anyone you trust inside that place. In the meantime, I'll be working the angles with the FBSA to see if there's any connection between the citizens from Metaporters and Stanfeld's group. Yeah, when I first clicked on this guy, right before I started this video, there was a whole screen of text, and I skipped it to, and I thought it would come back up when I started the video, but unfortunately I missed out on that background. Sorry about that. Okay, here's Detective Basins. Tiger 10 Fanatic, good to see you. I've got Stanfeld locked inside now. You better move fast. No one in the precinct knows why they're cleared out or Stanfeld's in there. Start mission. Sergeant Stanfeld is being held within the interrogation room of the precinct. Now I get a little confused on this. Where you need to do, you see the thing? You need to click on this door right here. All right, here's the guy we just beat up in the last mission. What's this thing back here? Huh. What do you want, Tiger 10 Fanatic? You're here to try to get me to speak? Stanfield spits at you. Your supers don't know what it's like walking around without your special Metaport technology. Do you know what it's like to know that if you make one wrong move, your kid isn't going to have a father? Or that your wife could die and some freak looks at her wrong? But that some super who can't be hurt in the first place will have the safety net for them? Calm down, Stanfeld. You don't know what's going on. Stanfield sneers at you. You're too late to stop us, Tiger Town Fanatic. Don't you see? This is the will of the people. Cut off Stanfield and explain the situation. You cut off Stanfield and explain the situation with the Metaporter and the Pretoria. Stanfield stands back with a shocked expression on his face. I didn't know. I thought this was all a publicity thing, that they didn't care. But if what you said is true, there's no time to lose. I don't know where they took Zanella, but I can tell you where the ship is. It's on a cargo ship bound for Europe right now. They're going to bring it to a scientist there to replicate the technology for citizens in Paragon. If you hurry, you can catch up to it. You need to know, Tiger 10 Fanatic, that I'm not the head of this group. Someone else is pulling the strings, but I don't know who. Only Sergeant Feldman does. I'm truly sorry for everything, Tiger 10 Fanatic. Believe me. I believe you. An explosion rocks the precinct, and you hear the family yell something about getting revenge for Louis Dagger. It's the family. I'll handle them. All right, so now we're going to do a little fight here. 2 family capos to defeat. All right, let's go to town with these guys. But this guy has got some gravity powers. We want to knock these guys down whenever possible. When they're on their back, they can't hit you. Okay, that's one. Notice my range defense went down to -16, now -8. I don't have any defense, but they have those. Again, as we were talking, they can debuff us, debuff our defenses and that kind of thing. So you always be careful of those things. Holly Peppers. I'm gonna stand back here. Watch what I can do with focus. See, it's a bit of a range. It's nice. It's a nice power to have. Oh. There we go. Okay, so next they're going to send us, recover the Metaport technology, Talos Island. So we don't even need to talk to our contact again. We need to go straight to the docks and find that ship. And again, this next mission is not a very long one either. That police one was not long. I like this storyline because it's telling an actual story, and they're not like wasting our time with like, oh, you head down to kill 100 bad guys on this laboratory thing. It's like, well, you're in a police station. The police station's not that big. You got to kill this many people and then move on. This one, we're going to go into a cargo ship, but it's not the usual massive cargo ship where you had to kill a bunch of people. It's pretty reasonable. The boat manages to catch up to the cargo ship, but you see a disturbing sight. The ship is sinking. Nice artwork here. Okay, injured rogue PPD. They attacked us. Didn't even know it was coming. It was the Sky Raiders. Don't know how they found out about our operation. Did they get the device? Is it gone? Didn't see them come out with it yet. You've got to stop them, Tiger Town fanatic. We only meant for the device to be used for the people. The Raiders, they'll just sell it to whoever the highest bidder is. I'll get it back, don't worry. All right, so then we're going to go in here. And we only have to fight in one room. So this is the entire battle room right here. So that's not bad at all. Now again, with Sky Raiders, we want to be careful we don't run into any of those engineers with the stupid force fields, which I hate. Ah, I wasted spin. Ah, miss again. Come on. Come on! What the heck? Missing in this game is just awful. Okay, good. Up here. Up me up here. Shoot. All right, now we can fight. Ah, I wasted it again. There we go. Oops. Sorry, my friend. I didn't see you come over there. All right. These are all raiders. That's pretty good. Got him. Got him. Raider. There's an engineer. Oh, no! Darn it. I jumped too far. Got a little excited. Alright. Here's the boss man. I got 2 accuracies in every one of these powers, too. Okay, go ahead and take the technology. See the clue. You found a small circuit board about the size of a human hand. This is the key to the new Metaport technology. This small circuit board is going to save the lives of thousands of heroes and possibly be the key to winning the entire war against Pretoria. You have to wonder if the engineer who designed this truly knew just how valuable their work would be. You also found a PDA near the circuit board. You activate it and read over the last message in it. Get the technology to the specified contact in France. He'll make sure it's put to good use. Tell him that Lawrence Harken sent you. He and I go back to my time abroad. He owes me the favor. Call me at the office when you're in international waters and we'll move forward on our end. Does this mean that the leader of the citizens for Metaporters was the one behind the heist? All right, we're going to have a not really a ambush. This is a couple of guys that feel they're going to fight. Or one guy, it looks like. Again, on something like this, you can see that I'm using a lot of attacks on this one guy. But they are recharging very quickly. And they're using not very much endurance. All right, clue found. Let's see what the clue is. You defeat the Sky Raiders that attempted to stop you from taking the Metaporter technology. You found on one of their data pads very blatant evidence that connects them to the family. The evidence makes it appear that the family hired out the Sky Raiders to attack the cargo ship and retrieve the Metaport technology, though you have to wonder if that's really true. It was almost too easy for you to find this piece of evidence, as if it was meant to fall into your hands. Okay. Let's talk to our contact really quick here. In the nick of time. Did you get the tech? Good, good. Send it over to me and I'll get it back to the boys at Metacorp. It'll take them a while to implement the changes, but hopefully by then this will have blown over. So the Sky Raiders tried to bring down the cargo ship and there was a note that the family hired them? No, something else seems to be going on. The Sky Raiders may only be in it for the money, but they believe working for the family is beneath them. The fact that you found the evidence so easily means that someone wants us to believe the family is involved, just like that stunt Stanfeld pulled earlier. I'm going to investigate this angle further to find out who the third party could be. Right now, we got bigger fish to fry. If what you found near the tech is true, then Lawrence Harken is the one pulling the strings of the rogue PPD. The information is going to be invaluable to us, especially given the recent circumstances that have just come up. Part 4. While you were gone, the rogue PPD released a broadcast. In it, they have Zanella tied to a chair with 2 armed thugs beside him. One man, who I'm guessing is Stanfeld's testimony is the leader of the rogue PPD, is threatening to kill Zanella if Metacorp does not listen to their demands and put out a prototype Metaporter for the people of Paragon City. I admire their determination to get the job done, but they don't understand what's at stake here. Metacorp refusing to budge, saying there's too many risks if they try to release the system like it is in such a short amount of time. The members of the PPD working on the case say they have no idea where Zanella is being held. But then again, we don't know if these PPD are on our side or not. Good thing we know who the mastermind is behind this, Lawrence Harken. It's too bad. Harken was a good man, family man like me, but he crossed the line and now we're going to make our move. If anyone's going to know where they're holding Zanella, it's going to be Harken. Do you know where Harken is? I just so happen to know. Oh, that is lucky. The citizens from Metaporter have a small office here in Talos Island. My bet is he's there now. If we hurry, we can catch him by surprise. He and his team may not know about what happened in the cargo ship. Also, I know it'll be tough, but when you find Harken, take it easy on him. He's not a super or ex-military. He's just a regular guy, a pencil pusher who decided to attach himself to this cause. From the research I did, it sounds like he latched onto this group after his son died in a botched rescue attempt by a hero. The man meant well, but somewhere along the way he lost his sense of right and wrong. Let's see what we can do to at least bring in some justice to the situation. All right, we need to find Lawrence Harken, and he's over there, so I'm going to put this on hold while I head on over there, and we'll be right back. All right, let's head inside and find Lawrence Harken. You're into the building and see members of the rogue PPD standing around. You have to get through them to reach Harken. Not a good way to start with a miss. Now again, with these glue guns that these guys have, I'm going to have a hard time with some of my recharge debuffs they're going to put on me. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I will be back as we get closer to the end. Be right back. Okay, we're back, and here's a Mr. Y. It's in the elevators, which is unusual. Now, we're on the 3rd floor here, and just for informational purposes, when we first entered the building, we were on floor 5. Normally you start on the 1st floor in these buildings, and we start on floor 5. All right. Find Lawrence Harken. We got 5 minutes. There are 12 injured rogue police people that we had to find. And 5 minutes until it collapsed. So there is a door here. You know, take the emergency stairways. and it's optional if we don't find as many. We want to find Harken and save him, and we got to find as many policemen as we can. So we have come down to this floor. Here's a guy. Get out of here. We're on the second floor. We can't use the elevators here. It's a bit of a tough one with a time limit. Sometimes I can make it, sometimes I can't. Oh, now where have I been already? Uh-oh. This way, gotta go this way. Here's somebody. Okay. Here's that other door. Ah, where's the other door? I'm panicking. Here we go. Oh no, I went back up again. No, I went the wrong way. Back down. We're screwed. Oh no. Back down this way. Here's the other door we want to use. Get into the first floor. Okay. Nobody's in there. All right. Here's somebody. The main thing is we got to find the Harken. Oh boy. 2.5 minutes. This is kind of exciting. This is different than most missions in this game, which is what I appreciate about it. One injured guy left. Here he is. Ah! I got a badge. Let's find Harken. Ah boy, here we go with the look at this. My recharge is through the floor. I'm gonna use my throwing knives. Oh boy, I'm in trouble here. Alright, here's Harken. Just stay away. I know you're trying to arrest me for everything. Blah blah blah. I'll bring you out alive. I'm not gonna kill him. Come on. 53 seconds. Come on, dude. Let's go. Come on, man. Run. Come on. Hurry up. Oh, we got to do it here. Shoot. I thought that was it. Darn it. Oh no, we're not going to make it. We didn't make it. Shoot. We got a good recipe though. Darn it. That's hard. Now, if you don't get to him at all, then you get a mission failed thing. But still, I was so close. I was so close. Oh well. Harken is being handled by agents of the FBSA now. He's agreed to name members of the PPD who are working with him. This will get him a lighter sentence, but he'll still have to serve some time in the Zig. Harken revealed some disturbing information, however. It seems Sergeant Fieldman is taking control of the situation. He's the one who set up the kidnapping of Zanella. It's too bad for Harken. All he wanted was to help the PPD in obtaining his goals without any violence. Now it's ending like this. But at least now we know where Zanella is being held. Ready to end this once and for all? Let's get moving. We've got no time to lose. We need to hit the warehouse they're keeping Zanella in. If Fieldman is there, we'll have plenty of backup to ensure that no one can get to Zanella. I spoke with Detective Rico, and he has 3 SWAT going in to help you with this Fieldman. Jeez Louise. You'll be helped by Sergeant Russell, Vitz, and Hazen. I went through their files after they helped us before. I can vouch for each and every one of them. All right, there's no time to lose. Exactly. Let's end this thing here and now, kiddo. Once we get Zanella back, we can figure out what role the Sky Raiders are playing in all of this. Okay. Over there. And this is going to be a warehouse mission with 3 helpers. And these helpers they're really good. They do some pretty good damage. They're using the same weapons that the enemies are that we're fighting. But it looks like we're going to still have a problem with the recharge debuff. Boy, oh boy. This character gets hit hard with those problems. You're met outside by 3 SWAT sergeants. It's time to break through the road PD. And this mission's a little bit longer, so I'll edit this pretty heavily here. So, but basically we're going to be fighting these guys. And these 3, we want to try and keep these 3 helpers alive. They can die, unfortunately. But we do a good job, they'll still alive. See, look at this. I'm not recharging hardly at all here. Yeah, this character has a much worse time recharging than other characters I played on here. When that glue stuff goes down, man, that is pretty much it. Look how slow that is. So I think that's why they've given us the helpers, because this would be pretty terrible without them. We're getting hit with some ranged defense debuffs as well, but that part doesn't really matter because I don't have any range anyway. Boy, look at this. Look how slow I am at. Oh my gosh. Now this thing will debuffs my accuracy, to hit. So they're debuffing everything. I have a timer up here for rescuing main guy here. I've never made that time limit. I think what happens when it ends is those guys are stuck in the stuff as well. We're going to get like a bit of an ambush here in about 5 seconds. But yeah, I'm not sure how you race the entire mission to save the guy. See, those guys are really good with their machine guns, man. I mean, it's something. All right, I'm going to put this on hold. Here's another ambush coming up here, and see, we got a bunch of them all at once. We spin. Holy moly! Look at that. My friend's machine gun's good as well. I'll be back when we get closer to the end. Be right back. Okay, we're back. I've lost one of these guys. I'm not sure he died or if he just got stuck on one of the little catwalks. This guy got stuck on the catwalk, had to go up there and slowly getting back down. been racing through here pretty well. Again, these helpers make a big difference. The only difficult part is this recharge debuff. But I cannot jump, so it wears off. Come on, can't jump. Come on, jump. There we go. Sergeant Feldman, this is the boss man. There we go. This is Colonel Ford of the Sky Raiders. We have the president of Metacorp in our custody. Unlike these amateurs, we fully intend to kill him if you do not get what you want. I keep putting my inspiration on there. All right. I had defense debuff as well. They had minus 20%. See, all the debuffs that we sometimes get as characters in the game, the enemies have as well. Okay, let's see what he has to say. This is worse than I thought. I never would have dreamed that the Malta group would be behind this, but it all makes sense. Are you familiar with them? They're a shadow organization that is out to kill all supers, afraid they're going to take over the world. Sort of like a certain alternate dimension where we're all aware of. It sounds as if they were using Fieldman and Harken to get their hands on the Metaport technology with help from the Sky Raiders. We're lucky, though, that they're using Sky Raiders. It means that Malta is trying to have a minimal presence in this operation as possible. The man called Peter is probably the Malta liaison between the Rogue PD and Sky Raiders. We could discuss the motives and twists of Malta for days on end, but we have a deadline to meet. The Sky Raiders want us to deliver the Metaport tech to them in exchange for Zanella's life. Unfortunately, Metacorp hasn't finished making duplicates of the Metaport tech. I don't know what's taking them so long, but I filed my complaint with the FBSA. This means we have only the original copy of the tech to exchange. We have no choice but to give the Sky Raiders the Metaport tech. Okay, we're not exactly going to give them the technology. I've got a plan. I'm going to have the schematics of the base we're probably going to be sent into my PDA. That's right, old Roy is tagging along on this one. We're going to make a two-prong operation. On your end, you'll be handling giving them the tech and tracking down this Peter fellow to put a stop to the Sky Raider operation and Malta's involvement in it. On my end, I'll be working on recovering the president and the tech. If I know the Raiders, they'll have you transfer the data on the tech through a computer. I'll hack into the computer and finish the backup process that Metacorp was doing. When it's done, I'll fry the copy the Sky Raiders have and then rescue Zanella. You've got the hard part. You had to fight through the entire Sky Raider base and get to the Peter person. Make sure you bring him in, along with any Sky Raiders working with him. Anything else? Aside from being very careful because you're going to be in an extremely dangerous situation, there's one other thing. You work with someone else and you can contact them. I don't have that. All right. So it's in Striga Island, and I'm gonna put this on hold while I head on over there. And this is going to be a long mission as the big finale thing, but it's actually a pretty good one. So we'll be right back. All right, we get to take a submarine. Oops. We're going to be in a Sky Raider base. Okay, let's get this thing started. So, in the Metaport conspiracy, insert the chip into the Sky Raider's computer, retrieve the trip data after transfer. That's Roy's objective. This is Roy. I'm in position. I've got a positive ID on Zanella. Make the switch, and I'll see about getting that chip back to us. Okay. All right, we're downloading the data now. I'm working on getting the chip down. I've got Zanella in my sight. They haven't harmed him. Something isn't right here. The transfer on my end stopped. This could be a problem. All right, this is a definite problem. The transfer on my end was botched. They know I'm in the system. Someone's trying to access the system. You made a bad move today, Tiger Dan Fanatic. Kill Zanella and make sure he doesn't get out alive. I'll handle getting Zanella. I've got the elevator unlocked for you. Get the security terminal to get that chip. Okay, so the whole thing has gone pear-shaped here. So these are assets they use for going rogue portion of the game. All the Praetorian stuff. Okay, so we have to attack the security chief. The chief didn't have the chip. The Malta agent must have it. He's probably trying to escape. I'll handle getting Zanella out of here. In the meantime, use the codes that the chief had to get to the rest of the base. First priority to be to destroy one of their main communication computers before they can call in Malta reinforcements. My main concern is looking out for those stupid engineers that have all the force fields. One of these deals. Okay, we have to fight our way through this base, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on hold while I do that. We're trying to destroy the communication computer. That'll be the next step, so I'll be right back. Okay, there's the communication computer right up there. I fire our way through these guys. Hopefully without attracting any kind of force fields. Ah, come on. Oh, no. Okay. Thought he was going to go get help. Okay, I'll destroy their communications. Engineer. Now I have a 1 minute before another ambush takes place, but I don't think there's any way of getting around there. Push forward to catch up with the Malta agent. Destroy radio beacon to halt the Sky Raider back up. 1 minute until Sky Raider reinforcements arrive. Well, just a spoiler, they're going to arrive. they're going to arrive. No matter what I do, they're going to arrive. This is a big stinking map. It's a lot of instructions to do, too. Oh, come on. I had that timed so perfectly. Coward. Orange guy. Ah. Now, this is our helper. we have our own force field generator now, which is really nice to have. This is where we're going to have a bunch of reinforcements coming in at us. Now, if we're lucky, we'll keep this force field generation throughout the rest of the mission. This mission has a high-end enemy at the end. Oh no! I didn't see this guy! Avoided the force field. Okay, I'm going to continue to go through here, and I'll be back when we get close to the end. Okay, this is a big, long room, and there's a bunch of enemies in here with, you be careful because they're kind of hiding in here. You're mainly fighting to try and avoid the, force field, which we just failed miserably at. A lot of enemies. Now, I can pop this yellow up here. I think I will. I was kind of holding it for later because we're going to have the big fight here. Up very soon. Get a reading of Captain. Oh, Captain Castillo is the bad guy. We fought him before in previous missions, and he is the big bad in this mission. I need to push forward, defeat Captain Castillo. There's Captain Castillo right there. So we're going to fight him, but then he's going to pull a 180 on us. Hit my reconstruction. Okay. He's run away. Push forward. We still need to catch up to him. Engineer. A much bigger fight with that guy coming up here. Engineer. Engineer. Ah, coward. Okay. Through this sheet of plywood door, this is the big finale here. We're going up to the roof of this building. Alright, we gotta do this. This lowers the firewall on the turret mainframe. Okay. To go out here, we have to go up this staircase. Then we want to make sure that this thing follows along with us. There's a bunch of turns in here, and you can kind of lose your force field helper if you're not careful. Okay. He gets loaded. He is a big help. Or come here, I have a big fight with Captain Castillo. And this is not an easy fight. And this fight comes in 2 parts. Get rid of these guys. This will be a good test for me to see how well this regeneration works on this battle. Okay, this is the Malta guy. Okay, now here comes Captain Castillo. I'm going to click on Dull Pain real early in this battle. I don't want to go too early because he's going to disappear on us for a little bit. And I'm blinded. Get him about halfway, he's going to like pull a 180 on us. We're doing really good though. Okay. So now he's going to run off on us. You're a good fighter, I have to admit, but not the best. Now let's see, what can I do to make this more exciting, more daring? I've got it. Just a moment, and he's destroying my fury here. There, we got explosions, fire, always good. Now I'll make it more dramatic re-entrance. We're gonna get some other enemies too in here, I believe. All right, let's finish this Joker off. He's got helpers now too. Uh-oh. Look at guess what else he has. A defense, the recharge debuff. Heck. We got him. We got him. Oh no! That's right, he has a helper. A giant robot. Look at my helper's gone too. My force field guy's gone. Ooh. Regeneration and Dull Pain. I forgot. I would have done Dull Pain earlier, but I forgot about this guy coming in. In the Metapack conspiracy. Badge earned. There we go. The Helping Hand badge. And 6 reward merits. Let's see. Any kind of clues on here? You're able to defeat him, but Zanella was not within the warehouse. Oh, there's the last one. Yeah, so that's done. So let's exit out of here. I think this episode is running a little long. Sorry about that, guys. Let's finish this up quickly here. It's been a wild trip, hasn't it? We've got this Peter fellow in custody now. Harken is telling us they've never met this fellow before in his life, and I'm inclined to believe him. We got off lucky today with Malta, let me tell you. I'd hate to have seen what had happened if they had made off with that Metaport technology. Speaking of which, there's been some interesting developments on that side. Zanella and the Metacorp have come to a new conclusion after all the events that have gone down. While they can't make Metaporters available to every citizen, Metacorp is starting a program where they'll give out Metaporters to the handicapped and elderly of Paragon City. The reasoning is that these are the people who need them the most. Given that they're in a life-threatening situation, these folks won't be able to get themselves to a hospital. While the folks who are pushing for the widespread handout of the tech still aren't fully happy, they've at least got something. Finally, the boys at Metacorp have finished implementing the new tech. About time, huh? You would think they'd need to get it need it to get lost a few more times before getting it right. This means you hero folks are going to be A-OK when you're going up against Cole's big bad Praetorians. As for me, I've still got some business here on behalf of the FBSA, like dealing with Lawrence Harken's arrest. Shame about Harken. That's what happens when good men are blinded by their own ambitions. Anyway, I'm sure you've got plenty of other issues to handle. I've got a wife who's going to kill me if I don't make it home for dinner at least once this week. All right, well, that is it. That's the Roy Cooling story arc. I really enjoyed it. I've run it on most of my characters, and it's pretty entertaining and got a lot of stuff to it. So to keep this story arc as short as possible, that's going to do it for us. So until next time, this is Greg 29407 along with Tiger Town Fanatic saying Auf Wiedersehen, and we will see you next time.